Iran Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei on the Sunday called for a united national front to confront what he described as the United States' effort to subjugate the Islamic Republic. Also, the remarks delivered at the mosque in the capital Tehran and publicized on the Khamenei's official website comes 2 months since the fighting halted between Iran and its sworn enemy, that is Israel, in a war that the United States had briefly joined, and as Tehran is engaged in the talks with the world power about its nuclear program. The rare Israeli and the United States attack in the June, which also targeted the key nuclear sites and prompted the Iranian retaliation, were also designed to destabilize the Islamic Republic, Khamenei has argued. Also, he said that a day after Iran was bombed and attacked by the Israel at the start of the war, American agents met in Europe to discuss what the government should rule on the Iran after the Islamic Republic. The Khamenei claimed that the United States was ultimately seeking to make Iran obedient to it. To the leader, the country has emerged strong from the 12-day war in the June, the most intense direct confrontation in its history with the arch foe of the Israel and the United States. The Iran nation, by standing firm alongside the armed forces, the government and the system, delivered a strong blow to its enemies, Khamenei argued. Also, the supreme leader, who has the final say on the state affairs, also warned against the internal divisions he said the foreign powers were fomenting. The way forward for the enemy is to create discord in Iran, he said, blaming the agents of America and the Zionist regime, a reference to Israel, for seeking to slow the division. Today, thanks to God, the country is united. There are differences of opinion, but when it comes to defending the system, defending the country, and standing up against the enemy, the people of Iran are united, Khamenei said. Relations between the Tehran and Washington were severed after the 1979 Islamic Republic revolution and the subsequent hostage crisis at the United States Embassy. Washington has since imposed successive waves of sanctions on the Tehran, most recently over its nuclear program. The United States and its allies accuse Iran of seeking to acquire the nuclear weapons, a claim that Tehran has reportedly denied. The June war broke out as Tehran and Washington were due to hold their 6th round of talks on the Iran's nuclear program, but the negotiations that had begun weeks earlier were derailed by the conflict. Iran is due to meet on the Tuesday with Britain, France and Germany for the nuclear talks, as the European powers have threatened to reimpose the sanctions if no agreement is reached out. Israeli's airstrike hit the Yemen's capital Sana'a on the Sunday, just days after the Houthi rebels fired a missile towards the Israel. The rebels have said that the latest Israeli attack targeting the Iran-backed group is very unfortunate. The Houthi media office said that the strikes hit multiple areas across the capital of Sana'a, including a power plant and also a gas station, that the residents have also reported hearing loud sounds of the explosions in the areas, including the close to the presidential palace areas. The reported strikes were the first to hit the Yemen since a week ago, when the Israel said that targeted the energy infrastructure it believed was also used by the rebels. Israel did not immediately confirm the Sunday's attack. The Iran-backed Houthis have launched the missiles and drones towards the Israel and targeted the ships in the Red Sea for more than 22 months. They say that they are carrying out the attacks in solidarity with the Palestinians amid the war in the Gaza Strip. Sana'a resident also told the Associated Press and Millennium that they heard loud explosions close to a closed military academy and the presidential palace. They also said that they could see the smoke plumes near the Sabine Square, a central gathering place in the capital. The sound of the explosions were very strong, said the Hussein Mohammed, a Yemeni resident who also lives close to the presidential palace. Ahmed Al, also another the resident of the Iran, also felt the sheer force of the strikes. The house was rocked and the windows were shattered, he told the Millennium over the phone call. The strike comes days after the Houthi claimed that they launched newly equipped missiles towards Israel, including targeting the country's largest airport. There was no reported damage or injuries in the Israel from the missile launched on the Friday. The Israel's military said that it fragmented mid-air after several attempts to intercept it. An Israeli Air Force official speaking on condition of anonymity in line with the military regulations said that the kind of projectile fired from Yemen towards Israel on Friday night was a new threat. The missile was a cluster munition, he said, a projectile that is supposed to detonate into multiple explosives. It was the first time that the Houthis had launched a cluster bomb at Israel since the militant group began launching rockets towards Israel in 2023, the officials have reported. Also, the use of the cluster bomb makes it harder for Israel to intercept and also represent additional technology provided to the Houthis by Iran, the official said. The Houthi attacks over the past 2 years have upended the shipping in the Red Sea, through which about $1 trillion of the goods passes each year. From November 2023 to December 2024, the Houthis targeted more than 100 ships with missiles and drones. Also, the rebels stopped their attacks during a brief ceasefire in the war and later became the target of an intense, weeks-long airstrike campaign ordered by the United States President Donald Trump. In May, the United States also announced a deal with the Houthis to end the airstrike in return for an end-to-end shipping attacks, although the rebel group said that the agreement did not include halting the attacks on targets it believed were aligned with Israel. In May, the Israeli airstrikes hit the Sana'a in a rare daytime attack that destroyed the facility's terminal and left the craters in its runway. At least 6 passenger planes were hit in that strike, including 3 belonging to the Yemeni Airways, according to the airport authorities.